Welcome back to Trust the Podcast. We've got a very special episode for you here today. As always, I'm Jonah, joined by Noah. Today we're talking the Philly 25. What is the Philly 25, you ask? It is the top 25 current professional Philadelphia sports athletes under 25. Noah, how do you feel about this list?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting list. There's one team that gets a little bit less recognition on today's episode. But that's just saying given the sport.
It's also given the construction of that team and
That too.
how they like to do
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
Okay, I guess we just get
right
into it.
into it. Yeah.
We're gonna go 5-5 down to the top 15, then we'll go 3-3-3-3, and then once we have our top three, we'll do one at a time.
Yes.
So why don't you go first with your first five?
Okay. So at the bottom of the list, it gets a little bit shaky. So bear with me. But my bottom five are at 25. I have Dontavian Wicks. At 24, I have Justin Edwards. At 23, I have Tank Bigsby. At 22, I have the GOAT Ademba. And at 21, I have Dominic Barlow.
Okay, very, very similar to what I have.
Okay.
At 25, I have Justin Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Dontavian Wicks did not make my list.
Mm-hmm.
At 24, I have Justin Crawford
Mm-hmm.
of the Philadelphia Phillies. I feel like the viewers already know that the Phillies aren't going to get much recognition, so shout out Justin Crawford, one of the two Phillies I have on this list. Number 23, Mr. Alex Bump of the Philadelphia Flyers. Shout out.
Yeah, I was not gonna put him on my list. No.
Yeah, he's a top 9 guy for the Flyers. I think he could eventually be, if he, at his ceiling, he's a second line winger.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, he played very well in the games that he did have. He entered the Flyers late into his rookie year. Or
Mm-hmm.
late, well, his rookie year is subjective. I guess next year would be his official rookie year, but late into the season. And then he scored a goal in the playoffs. So I think he was solid enough to make this list. Number 22, I have Tank Bigsby. And number 21, I have Adem Bona.
Okay. Yeah, I think the bottom of this list is a little bit more subjective than the top, I would say. I think it's more whoever you like.
Yeah, I like Alex Bum.
Yeah, I was really going through and be like, who's actually gonna play? Like, that's more or less what the bottom of this list was. Yeah. Should we just keep
One
on?
thing I am surprised about, I have Adem Bona one spot higher than you. I thought Bona would be in your teens for sure.
I have I have Justin Crawford a little bit higher because I consider an everyday starter for a baseball player a little bit more impressive. I think like he's just able to be in the team every day, which is impressive enough to me to have him a little bit higher than some of these guys. And I have someone who you don't have, or I'm going to assume you don't have, because it's a little bit of a cheat, but it's fine.
Interesting, interesting. I'm trying to think of who that would be because I think I covered all my bases. Obviously, I don't have any union. I
Oh yeah,
definitely you
can I get my honorable mention to
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so
I
Jonah
also have one.
Jonah and me decided that well Jonah didn't want to put union players in his. It's okay. So I just have a list of five guys who I would probably put in this list over some of these people. Kevin Sullivan, Frankie Westfield, Indiana Vasilev, Nathan Harriel, and Owethu Makanya would have all probably been in the top five because soccer's the one sport where it leans much younger than most of these. So a lot of the union's best players are under 25. So, but they were not included. So we'll shout out to them.
I will tell you, I only know who two of those guys are.
Okay.
My honorable mention, Mr. Nikita Grubenkin of the Philadelphia Flyers. Give me 1 second.
Okay. So now it's just me.
Shout out to
and,
Nikita Grubenkin
Yeah.
of the Philadelphia Flyers. This is his head that I have on a stick, and yes, it is signed. So that's my goat right there, and he is under 25.
Yes. I actually was considering him for the 25 spot, and then I put Dontavian Hicks instead.
In all honesty, as much as I do love Nikita Grubenkin, I think Wicks does deserve that spot over him just based on what he has done in the bigs in his career.
Yeah. Okay. Should we go on? We move on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So my 20 through 16, it's a little bit different. At 20, I have picked 22.
All right.
Whoever this Sixers take, good or bad, will be in that spot. They are a real person. We just don't know their name yet. And at 19, I have Andrew McCuba. At 18, I have Justin Crawford. 17, Tyler Steen. And 16, Tyson Forster.
Okay, interesting. Which one did you say Steen was at?
I had Steen at 17.
Okay, I'm trying to see if we match on anything. We're
Mm-hmm.
not matching so far.
Oh,
20, I have Dominic Barlow. So
okay.
one spot higher
Yeah.
than you had Dominic Barlow. But also, I don't have pick 22.
Yeah, so it would have been the same spot.
Yeah. 19, I have Nolan Smith.
Mm-hmm.
18, I have Tyler Steen. 17, I have Denver Barkey of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Not on my list because I am just not tapped in.
That's fair. That's fair. He's a deeper cut. I mean, it shows I'm a Flyers guy. I value what he did for the Flyers over somebody like Nolan Smith, who had a really quiet year for the Eagles. I trust that Nolan Smith has the ability to get back to over Denver Barkey, but I was pretty disappointed by Smith, and that's the reason that I put Tyler Steen above him. I think a solid guard in Tyler Steen, a consistent player, is better than what Nolan Smith did last year, which was like a really inconsistent edge rusher. And then 17 is Barkey, and 16 I have Makai Lemon.
Okay. So before this, Jones is going to put Makai Lemon insanely high. I actually have Makai Lemon higher than he does, so
I think that is insanely high. He's never played a snap.
I don't need to see a snap. He's better than some of the guys next on this list.
I don't know if he's better than any of the guys I put him below. Maybe the guy I have at 15, who I know you don't even have on your list.
That means I know I have someone you probably don't have who I'm high on, but we'll see.
Interesting. Okay. But I think I'm fine with everybody you said. I like the placement of Steen. I like him a lot. I was worried that you weren't even going to put him on the list.
Yeah, he was. I was back and forth like this sort of ordering, and I'm gonna be honest. Pick 22 was the last one because I had the top 24, and I was really struggling to find any fifth guy. So that's why pick 22 made an appearance. I did not know the Flyers well enough to confidently say that any of them.
I think Barkey would deserve the spot, but
Yeah.
if you didn't watch much of the Flyers this year and you didn't see when they drafted him when he was tearing up the juniors, I think it's fair to not have him there.
Yeah, I think I have Justin Crawford a little bit higher. We talked about it a little bit. I think he's just a little bit better. I have faith for him, and he's playing good for him, good enough right now, and we'll see how he improves. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Justin Crawford, I will add, he kind of went under the radar last night because of the Harper cycle and Schwarber hitting 3 home runs, but he had a really good game last night. Single, double, a walk, and then he struck out, which has been unfortunately happening a lot. But I like what I've seen out of Justin Crawford. I just think I need to see more out of somebody who has been in the Philly system for a really long time, hyped up as their number one hitting prospect.
Yeah. Okay. Should we keep on? Do you want to do your next three?
Sure, I'll go. Number 15, who I think there's no chance you have him on the list, is Orion Kerkering.
Yeah. No. I thought about it. I was gonna put him at 25. But he's permanently banned from any of my.
I get that. I'm a Kerkering guy. He's been really impressive this year. I think one mental mistake is not enough to hurt him in my eyes forever. Alshon Jeffrey had a drop, but I still love Alshon Jeffrey. Obviously, AJ Brown. The reason I'm not fond of AJ Brown is not because of the drop. I think one mistake can't really imprint forever onto Orion Kerkering's career. The Phillies probably weren't going to win that series anyway with the way they were hitting, and they probably weren't going to win the World Series anyway.
Yes, but I think I don't know. I just don't like. I'll never be able. It's not that it ruins his career. I just think I'll never be able to. Like for a reliever, the only thing that matters really is trust. Like you need to trust your guy, and I'll never be able to trust him again. Like unless
That's
he
fair.
becomes best player in the league, but he's not.
I mean, he's got a 2 ERA this year. He's been one of the more consistent arms in the bullpen.
Yes, that is true.
I trust him more than Jose Alvarado. I trust him more than Tanner Banks. I trust him more than basically everybody other than Duran right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't like in a regular season game, sure, but if we're in the playoffs again, it's gonna be really hard for me to support putting him into a clutch time situation.
I think that's the problem with the Phillies is that there really isn't anybody else right now. It was supposed to be Keller. It's not going to be Keller.
So they will need to make a trade, which I'm sure
Yep.
will come up on a future episode.
I am sure we will. We've got plenty of time before that. Number 14, I have Jahad Campbell for
Hmm.
Philadelphia
Oh,
Eagles.
okay, good. Okay, I will make sure you have him on your own list.
Yeah, of course. Jahad Campbell had a very, very good rookie season,
Mm.
considering all of the circumstances. The
Yeah.
Eagles, obviously very deep at linebacker last
Yes.
year. Bond, one of the best players in the NFL, full stop. Not even just on the Eagles, not even just in terms of defense. He's one of the best players in the NFL.
Hmm.
And then Nakobe Dean had a really good bounce back season last year
Yeah.
after he got hurt in that wild card game versus Green Bay last year. So that linebacker room really didn't have any spots for Jahad Campbell, and now there is a spot because Nakobe Dean's gone. I love the Eagles linebacker core, which is something that 5 years ago I never would have thought I would be saying. But Bond, now of course Jahad Campbell. They added Trotter. I like Smile Mondin, and I mean we're not putting either Trotter or Mondin on the list, but we are putting Jahad Campbell on the list, and I think he really impressed me for what he was able to do in a limited amount of snaps.
Yeah, I feel like linebacker when like the first time the Eagles were good with the sort of modern iteration with Wentz in them. Linebacker was always a position they didn't invest in, and I always thought like linebackers aren't that expensive. Why can't you just get a few decent linebackers? They never did it, and now all of a sudden we probably have one of the best linebacker cores in the league. So it's really interesting to see, and I can just go off for mine next.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got one more.
Okay. Oh wait, who? Yeah. Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
13. 13's Cam York.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm wondering if Cam York would be recognized this high. I mean, I think I would put him this high either way because I'm a big Flyers guy, but if he had not scored that goal, would he be recognized as one of the top 15 under 25 in Philly, or would he just be another guy like Barkey I would have him on my list, but somebody who doesn't watch the Flyers as much would. But Cam York obviously deserves this, especially after the playoff run that he had.
Yes, so Cam York will be making an appearance quite shortly because I, as a limited Flyers watcher, that is a moment I did in fact see. So I'll just go right into mine. At 15, I have Jamie Drysdale. At 14, Cam York, and at 13, Nolan Smith.
Okay, explain the Smith being that high because I thought he was so disappointing last year.
He was disappointing. But I think we've seen the level of production from him that gives me a little bit more. I think I believe him a little bit more. And I just think I have a lot of Eagles players close to the top. I wonder if some might not even be on your list, which I'm worried about. But I really
They're gonna
believe in Nolan Smith. I think like it's such a deep team that I feel like this can sort of happen where like he sort of has an off year. But I have a lot of faith that this year upcoming he's going to be back, and I think that he's a really good player. We've seen he's a really good player, and I think that I don't want to let one disappointing season ruin all of the stock when and the team stood deep.
That's very true. That's very true. I think did I crash?
Well,
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I think Nolan Smith, the plus sides about him are that he's extremely athletic and versatile. I need to see better production if I want to put him up there, but I am totally fine with having faith in him. I just prefer the rest of the edge core. They brought in Grenard. There's another guy on that list who we're gonna talk about. And then I think this is a good group of edge rushers. None of them really stands out to me apart from Grenard, but we're gonna talk about another edge rusher for the Eagles coming up.
yeah, okay. Here I'll just touch on the Flyers players real quick. So I'm pretty sure Jonah probably has Jamie Drysdale a little bit higher,
I
but
do. I Drysdale should be higher than York. Drysdale should.
but we saw Cam York's goal and yeah, so that is why I'm gonna be honest.
That's fair. He had the goal.
I think big moments make great players, and but maybe I think that
Wait, I feel
I
like David
assume
Tyree is better than Calvin Johnson.
well no, but I don't think Jamie Drysdale is exactly Calvin Johnson. Cam York might be better than David Tyree, but who knows?
At football,
At hockey, I would say yes. I don't know
okay,
about
maybe
football.
just a little bit better. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that it's a little bit of it's an interesting part of the list where it sort of gets into what do you prefer. I think Nolan Smith is still really good. I think you could argue him basically anywhere from like 13 to 18. I think this is his range with a lot of these guys who are good at some things, not good at other things. And I think that Nolan Smith really this year has to put up better production if he wants to stay in this high regards in Eagles fans' minds. Because we can't like as good as we think he can be. If he doesn't do anything if he didn't do anything this year, it's going to be hard to vouch for him.
Yeah, he has all the tools. He needs to put it all together, and I'm worried that he's not going to get snaps because I think the only way to use his tools and develop them is to actually play him. And I think that's a good segue into somebody who should, I think, be played over him. My number 12 is Jalix Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you also have him high. I love Jalix Hunt. He's great, had a fantastic Super Bowl performance, more consistently good than Nolan Smith, a good run defender. He's very solid at everything. He's no superstar, but obviously he has the ability to be something in this league. I think he's going to end up being more consistent than Nolan Smith. He's my number 12.
Here I'll just toss a little bit. Do you want to just go like one at a time? Like,
Yeah, sure. Top 12, we can do one at a time. Let's
yeah, I
do
feel
it.
like we're moving through it quite fast. I mean, let's just.
Yeah.
I want to
Jalix
compare.
Hunt's my number 12.
My number 12 is Jihad Campbell. I have a little bit higher, but I assume that the Flyers guy's a little bit higher than me, which is given our interests. Yeah, I think that Jihad Campbell, great player. Obviously deep linebacker core. We already talked about it a little bit, but I think that we need to like this year. I'm really interested to see who plays a lot because like there are so many good linebackers on this team and edges, I guess too. But um, I wonder how they're gonna line up at the beginning of the year and how we see these guys sort of develop over the course of the year. I did like bringing Grenard, but it was like the one position that you like didn't really need to bring another guy into. I think that, but I think he's a really good player, so I think that it will be interesting to see who gets snaps and who can work the best with their snaps.
I think so too. Jihad Campbell is kind of the bridge between the linebacking group and the edge group because when he was drafted, he could have played both. I think Fangio is really just going to play him wherever he can get snaps because he's a fantastic athlete. He's got a real nose for the ball, and I think that he's going to be able to just play wherever. I'm really excited for him. The edge group obviously doesn't have a lot of room for him, but if there are plays where he can drop into coverage, if there are plays where he can just pass rush. I mean, he's kind of like a reverse Micah Parsons, where most of the time he would be dropping into coverage, but sometimes he'll rush the passer. Like Micah Parsons, when he was with the Cowboys, he used to drop into coverage a little bit, but the majority of the time he was rushing the passer.
Yeah, and I think sometimes what we overlook with a lot of these young linebackers and edges we have on this team is that Jihad Campbell is the youngest of all of them. Or I don't know by age, but he's only played 1 year, and I think we need to give him a like not like grace, but I think like we have more time with him than we probably do with the rest of them. Like we saw when Kobe Dean left once his contract was up. I think like Jihad Campbell's going to be here for the next few years, so I think that I have faith that I think he's a little bit. The fact that he's as good as he is now means he can develop into even better player over the next few years.
I agree. To see what we saw in limited time in a rookie year on a team that was a little bit shaky at times. I know the defense was really good, but especially with just having that uncertainty on the team in general, to just see him go out there and ball out in a new system in a position that he wasn't really entirely known for playing. Like he could have been an edge rusher, and I think that says a lot about what younger linebackers, edge rushers are being trained to do nowadays because NFL players need to be versatile. Unless you are the second coming of Bruce Smith, you cannot just be a one-tool edge rusher. And I don't say one tool like he only has one pass rush move. I say one tool like edge rushing is the only thing that he can do. Players need to be able to drop into coverage. Like Arvell Reese can do that as well. Like all of these younger edge rushers, linebackers can do both things, and I think that's just the way that the NFL is going. There are these players who are too good of athletes to just do one thing.
Yeah, and I think that especially with how deep it is, a lot of these guys are needing to adapt to new things and sort of play ever there just spot for them. And I think that we'll see who is a really versatile player and who's sort of stuck in one spot.
I think that's very well said. Let's move on. Number 11, I have Tyson Forster. I'm a big Forster guy. I love his shot. I was upset when he got injured this year. I was really, really excited when he came back. And he didn't play well in the playoffs. I think if he did, I would have had him well within the top 10, but I think 11 is a good spot with the disappointments with the injury and the playoffs, but he is such a good player. Really good defensively, really good instincts, good puck IQ, and then his shot is out of this world. So I want him to put it all together next year and really turn into that top 6 forward that I definitely know he can be.
Yeah, at 11, I mean, I had Tyson, before I got to mine. I had Tyson Forster, I had Tyson Forster, or sort of a little bit lower. He got hurt, so his production wasn't as high. It's a good thing he came back. I think that, if he can stay healthy all of next year, that'd be nice, see where he fits in with the team. I think that the injury is the only reason I had him probably as low as he was, but is what it is. My number 11 is Mekhi Lemon.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is where he fits in. He's just like, I don't get, like, he should be really good from day one. Like, there's no reason the Eagles should have gotten him where they did. He went way too. He was supposed to. I think he might have been one of the better receivers. Like, I think he was the second or third best receiver even in the draft. Like, I don't get, like,
I think he was the third. I don't think he was better than Tater Tyson.
I guess, but like, I don't know. I just think that, like, after seeing the whole AJ Brown situation play out, it is so nice to have someone young like Kai Lemon, who I know will do whatever the team asks for him, and I know that he's here to win games too. Like obviously you want your receiver to be a little bit selfish, but like, Mekhi Lemon will be much more of a team player, and I think that the team needs, like, especially for this team to still be good, the ego of the team needs to be really low all around so everyone can shine. I think Mekhi Lemon brings that to the team. He was awesome in college. He'll be awesome in the NFL. I don't need to see a snap from him before putting him this high.
I think that is a good argument. I think the thing with rookie wide receivers is that I think most rookie wide receivers will or have the ability to eventually be good. In their rookie year, not all of them are good. Jackson Smith-Njigba wasn't particularly great in his rookie year. Drake London wasn't particularly great in his rookie year. Both of those guys are all-stars right now, but I think year one, it's a little bit harder to judge how they'll be. And I think this is great timing to talk about Mekhi Lemon. I met him yesterday, and I think everything that you said about him being a team player is spot on. Very down to earth, extremely humble, just a really good guy that I am so glad is an Eagle. And I mean, he said he was taking any advice Devontae Smith could get him, and I think that's the best case scenario because those two could be one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver duos in the NFL for years to come.
Yeah, I think that, like, obviously, I feel like we always sort of get tricked by rookie wide receivers with their production. Like, they always go higher in fantasy and drafts, and they should, and everyone always thinks they're going to be great out the door. And a lot of time it takes these guys a few weeks, if not a year, to get going at a high production level. But Mekhi Lemon is one of the few in a situation where it's not often where you see a blue chip wide receiving prospect be the second wide receiver for one of the best teams in the NFL right away. And I think that while I don't think his production will be like Pro Bowl levels, there's no reason why he can't get 900 yards this year, 1,000 yards this year with this team.
Absolutely. I mean, I think 1,000 might be the ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't see him outproducing Devontae Smith, and I think with the passing volume of this team, it's going to be hard to get to 1,000-yard wide receivers. I think Smith will get there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and Goddard, more the veteran presence, going to take some away from Lemon, but I think that's absolutely right. It's not often you see such a great wide receiver prospect like this get onto a team like this that has this offense can be elite. They were in 2024, they were in 2022. All it takes is a fantastic offensive coordinator, and we're hoping that's what they have with Sean Mannion. A lot of wide receivers are taken off of potential.
Yeah.
Mekhi Lemon was not taken off of potential.
Absolutely
He
not.
cold hard stats, Biletnikoff Award winner, great prospect out of high school, just went there and balled out at a high level of competition at USC. There is not a question mark about Mekhi Lemon's ability to produce. It's just how he's going to fit into the system and adapt to the NFL.
Yeah, I think the fit with the Eagles is like he can sort of play wherever he wants, kind of because like Devontae Smith's obviously number one, but after Mekhi Lemon, the next best wide receiver is Dontavian Wicks, who I think is an okay wide receiver three, but like still like is nothing crazy. Like wherever, like however long it takes, Mekhi Lemon will have plenty of touches, plenty of time to get fit, to find the chemistry with Jalen Hurts, find the chemistry with the offensive coordinator, and sort of figure out how to be the best player he can be right out of the gates.
Yeah, I think if I was betting on any rookie wide receiver to just go out there and immediately be the best, it might be Carnell Tate, but second and very close second is Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
Okay, I think in terms of prospects, Tate and Tyson are better. Tyson, I don't think is going to have as good of a season as Lemon, just based on the team that he went to, the quarterback, the offensive scheme, and the competition.
Yeah, I was just saying, like with guys with like Carnell Tate, like yes, if Carnell Tate was available at the Eagles pick, of course I would take Carnell Tate.
That was never gonna happen.
It was never gonna happen.
Fourth overall.
Yeah, but it was offered one for one. I think you say yes, but I think that Carnell Tate's gonna be playing with not a very good offense, and I think that playing with a good offense is an underrated thing to have in the NFL because if you have a bad O line and you have a developing quarterback, who knows what the quality of passes you're gonna get. Whereas with the Eagles, you're gonna have a great O line and a pretty good quarterback, and it's a run first team. So you're gonna have a little bit less, you won't be double teamed or have as close coverage as you normally would. It's literally set it up perfectly for a rookie wide receiver to succeed. I think obviously Devontae Smith is still the number one. I think we'll see how he adapts to becoming sort of the number one receiver. Like see how he looks out there with it. But I think that Mekhi Lemon will be this kind of guy you can fall back on when you need a completion. I think he is the perfect fit for this team. And I think that the team is perfect fit for him, which is great.
I think it is fair to say that Tate is going to have more yards than Lemon, but Lemon is going to be a greater impact to the team just based on the position that team is in. Tate's just going to get every target. His biggest competition is Wan'Dale Robinson, who got paid but is not that great.
Yeah.
Lemon's the third mouth to feed at most, or at least he could be behind Goddard, especially in the beginning weeks. I trust that he'll overtake that spot as the weeks go on, but rookie wide receivers don't, unless they are Ja'Marr Chase or Justin Jefferson, they don't dominate from week one. I don't think Lemon is Ja'Marr Chase or Justin Jefferson, and I think he will be a big impact to the Eagles, bigger than anybody on the Titans will be. But
yeah,
he's not
there
going to
aren't
have more yards than the guy who's getting 100 targets.
Yeah, like there aren't enough good things we can say about Mekhi Lemon. I think that if you went into the draft knowing you're going to trade AJ Brown, there is not a better outcome you could have had than get Mekhi Lemon where they got him. Like there's nothing bad to say. Okay, well, we should move on because we spent a lot of time on him.
Yeah. Let's go to number 10. This is where I have Jamie Drysdale. He took the leap this year that we wanted out of him. He is once Sanheim passes on, which I don't think is going to happen for a while. Sanheim has been fantastic. But Drysdale is the next guy up. He's the power play one defenseman. He's the offensive defenseman to Sanheim's really stay-at-home style. And Drysdale really impressed me last year. I think if you're not counting Vladar because he's not a skater, obviously Vladar was the breakout player, but Jamie Drysdale was the Flyers' number one breakout player, not breakout skater last year.
Yeah, I probably should have had him a little bit higher. I think that I think that next year this list could look very different because I think a good thing part about the 25 under 25 is that no two lists will look the same. One and two, year over year it'll look so different because these guys are developing so fast that
and they're aging out.
Oh yeah, that too. But a lot of guys in this list are 25 actually. I think, but yeah, I think I have faith in the Flyers. I think that this year sort of couldn't have gone better. I think that winning the playoffs here, like, obviously, like losing to the Canes was not fun, but I think that beating the Pens in a playoff series was awesome, and I think that they're like it was a great start. Like you don't need to be awesome. Like you don't need to be contending for the Stanley Cup like immediately. Like this team exceeded expectations, won a playoff series. Now let's go into next year, see what else they can do, see if they can keep on getting better, and see where the team can go.
Absolutely. Even making the playoffs was house money, and then winning the playoff series was just added on top of that. It's unbelievable that the Flyers ended up as one of the final 8 teams in contention for the Stanley Cup. That's just unbelievable
Yeah.
considering where they started this year. It's a good direction for sure.
Yes. Okay. On my 10, I have. I'll just go quickly because I have Alex Hunt. We already touched on him a little bit. Um, he's a great player. I think that again, this year will be important. We need to see where he can play, how he can play, how much he plays. I think that there's not much more to say on him. He's awesome. I think me and Joan are both very high on him, higher than we are on most Eagles. I think that they got him in the third round, right? Yeah, he was a very raw prospect when they
From
picked.
a small school, Houston Christian.
Yeah, like it was. I felt very like a weird pick at the time, but now looking back on it, it made perfect sense. Because obviously he's very good. He's still developing, and we sort of had the opportunity to let him develop into a really good player. And I think that I have great expectations for him in this next year. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think.
he
Wait,
is the Fangio edge rusher. He's a great
yeah.
run defender. He does it all.
Do we have the same top nine? I think we do.
I think we have the same players. They're not in the
Yeah.
same
Well,
order.
yeah, but
I think we will have the same number 9. At least I'm hoping. My number 9
uh,
is Moro Ojomo.
oh no. Okay, so we don't. My number nine is Porter Martone.
That's fair. That disappoints me just a little bit, but go
He's
ahead.
just hasn't been playing for that long. Like I can't put him higher than that.
He was a point per game player through his first 10 in the regular season, and then he goes out there in the playoffs and is one of their best skaters. He just blew me away. He was better than I expected he was going to be. I thought he would take a lot of time. He's ready for the NHL. He's going to be their best player next year.
I think like yeah. So I think like next year he could easily be top three on this list. But like he just hasn't played that many games. I can't. He's awesome. I can't put him higher than this though. That's my only thing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but obviously, like we've seen enough to put him over a lot of these guys, and I think that like every game he sort of showed why he was supposed to be here, and like it almost makes me think like why was he not on the team earlier in the year? But I don't know.
He is the Flyer. I said Hunt was the Fangio edge rusher. Porter Martone is the Flyers player. He's big. He's not afraid to be physical, and he's good. And he feeds into it. He loves Philly. He shows his emotions, and he hits people as well. I mean, that's all you got. I mean, he's 19 years old. He's gonna be a stud in years to come for the Flyers. There are no doubts. There are some doubts about other Flyers that are supposed to be really really good that we're gonna get to. There is no doubt about Porter Martone that he is going to be a star on this team.
Yeah, I think like reasonably with like 20 more games, he could have been two spots higher on this list. Like that's just how good he was when and he got on the team. But yeah, at number eight, I have Moro Jomo.
Okay,
Yeah, do you have Porter Martone at eight?
I have Mishkov at 8.
Okay, so
Let's talk about Ojomo because I
yeah,
think we both have a lot to say because we both put him up this high.
yeah. You can go first.
Moro Ojomo blew me away from the beginning. I was really, really excited for him in his rookie year because his pass rushing numbers were off the charts. I thought when Milton Williams goes, he's going to be Milton Williams again. And I think I was pretty close to being right. He is one of the best pass rushing defensive tackles in the NFL. It's a shame that he's the second best pass rushing defensive tackle on his own team. We'll get to that. But Moro Jomo, unbelievable. I think he could be a better run defender, but man, if you want a pass rushing defensive tackle, you're not going to find many better than Moro Jomo. And I'm glad that you recognize that too because you have him even higher than I do.
Yeah, I think like he's like to be completely honest, coming to this year, like I don't know. I'd like hoped he would be really good, but I don't know if I believed he would be this good. I think like when Jonah was talking a lot about how losing Miller Williams wasn't that bad because we had Moro Ojoma, I was like, slow your roll a little bit. I don't know like about this, and then he was right, and Moro Ojoma was awesome. I'm just wondering like what's the next step? Like, is he gonna become a like all pro level player in like a year or two? Like if he keeps on getting better, there's no reason he can't. And like the fact like how much he's improved from when he got on the Eagles is absurd. I think that I love watching him play. I have such high hopes for him. This year again, the whole Eagles defense, it's pretty young outside of like I mean Bond's not that old, but he's not that young. Grenard's not old or young either. I think that like the rest of them like can really take a leap up or down this year. I think that it will be really interesting to see who like stands out.
Yeah, they are all over star talented on the depth chart, except for the safety position. You mentioned Makuba earlier. I don't have Makuba on this list. I think he's good. I don't think he's that good. I'm a little bit worried about this safety position, unless there's a guy who's going to convert to safety who we haven't talked about yet.
Well, I think he is going to convert to safety, which is, and I'm sure there's a good reason why he is because I think Makuba's okay. I don't think he's anything special, but I think he's a solid player. And I think lower down the list, it was fine to have him there. But I assume you have Martone at 7.
No, but I mean,
Then that,
I will say who I have 7. You're gonna have higher. I have VJ Edgecombe at 7.
yeah. So well, I'll just get a little bit ahead. I have Matt Mitrov at 7.
Yeah, I have him at 8.
Yeah. Okay. You're. I don't know. I mean, like he's shown he can be really good. Just give him time. I think that he's very established. Yeah, I don't know. There's not like there's no real bad things to say other than I just want to see him play.
I think I have Mishkov lower than Martone. I have him at 8. I actually have a player in between Mishkov and Martone. Uh, Mishkov, I think he's there. He's so close to just taking the
Yeah.
star leap. He had a fantastic rookie season, led the team in goals as a rookie. He's going to be a stud. Then he has a bad off season. He shows up to training camp overweight, new coach, new system after he had really not worked it out with Tortorella. Tortorella goes. He has some trouble with Tocchet. But he still has a solid season. Mishkov had 50 points. 50 points as a 20-year-old second-year player from another country who wasn't even supposed to be on the team
Yes.
yet. The expectation for Mishkov when he was drafted is that he wouldn't be on the team until this upcoming year, the fall of 2026. So Mishkov having over 100 NHL points already is exceeding expectations. And I think that the only reason that I have him lower than Porter Martone is because there's a little bit of uncertainty about his future. Like I said, Martone is going to be a star. Mishkov, I think the circumstances around him could stop him from taking that star leap, but we all know that he has the ability to take that star leap. And to say that he's not the third best player on the Flyers right now, or the third best player under 25 on the Flyers, or higher, he's definitely not the third best player on the Flyers. I take that back. But to say he does not have the potential to be a top 2 Flyer, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that he exceeded expectations so much last year that like unless he was going to become like absurdly unless he was going to become like one of the best players in the NHL, he was going to be kind of a letdown this year. I think that the offseason didn't help, but I have faith in him. I think like again, I've used the word like hope and faith a lot in this video. I think that it's sort of necessary with guys that are this young. Um, yeah, so I think I have a little bit of problems with your number. I
My
can,
number 7, Mr. VJ Edgecombe.
and he's 6 for me.
Okay, I have Martone at 6.
Okay, so yeah, okay. So here's my problem. Martone has played 19 total games, 9 in the regular season, 10 in the playoffs. He was very good in those games. VJ Edgecombe is the future of this team. He played a full season, was finished third in Rookie of the Year voting. I think he will probably be an All-Star next year. I don't like no 19 games. Like, yes, he played very good. I think he had
Point per game. He was a point per game.
he was pointing him in the regular season, and then he had 5 points in the playoffs, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, and 5 points. 4 of those games, the Flyers got completely stonewalled offensively. I'm
Yeah,
not blaming him
yeah,
for
yeah,
the Hurricanes series. That was never going to happen.
yeah. Look, points per game is never something to look lightly on. But like, I need to see if we're more than 19 games. I can't like have you like as a top six 25 under 25 athlete if you played less than 20 games.
It's a testament to how good those games were.
We're talking about like
You put pick 22 on this list. Porter Martone was pick 6, and then he played, and he was
yeah.
elite.
Yes, Porter Martone is the lead. It's why he's top 10. But like pick 22 was just like forget about that. But that's because I didn't want to put like I didn't want to put I don't
Trendon
know
Watford.
I didn't want to put Trendon Watford on this list. Yeah. VJ Edgecombe played for a full year and he was awesome. He was the second best player on the team for most of the year because Embiid was hurt for most of it and probably will be hurt for most.
Okay, that's fair. I was gonna say, if you didn't include that most of the year part, I would have walked out.
Yeah.
Embiid is still the best player
Yes.
on this team.
Yes, but like Embiid only plays half the year, so like VJ Edgecombe was there every night and he was so good. Like I don't understand. Like, look, I don't know hockey as well as you do, but you know basketball as well as I do. Like, I don't get how I could see it's almost like the Jared McCain thing. Last year, he was scoring like 20 to 30 points per game, but he only played for like 15 or so games. Like, obviously, if we made this list, I don't know if we made the same list last year, he would be top 10. But I couldn't argue him over some of these guys. Like, I just think that you can't with someone that small of a sample size. How are you going to say he's already better than these guys?
Okay, VJ Edgecombe was the third best player on the Sixers, and that's a team of 15. Porter Martone was the third best player on the Flyers. That's a team of like 25 rotating players, and they won a playoff series. VJ Edgecombe, he also won a playoff series, but he was not the driving force on offense. Porter Martone was a huge reason why the Flyers won that playoff series. They dominated for the first 3 games. Martone scored multiple goals. I honestly, you know what? I just think this boils down to me being a hockey guy and you being a basketball guy.
Yeah, like that's probably what it boils down
Yeah,
to.
I'm not even gonna argue it because
Yeah, like
you're
these
not
are, like
that.
it's so
Yeah.
hard to compare across sports. I think it's good because overall our lists are pretty similar, especially once we got near the top
I'm
of
glad
the
we
list.
have the same players in the top 10 or the top 9 because
Top
you don't
nine,
have
yeah,
top 10.
and we're the same players in the top five.
We do.
So,
I'm wondering
um,
if we have the same order. I don't think we do.
I don't know. Okay, let's just go for it. Who do you have five?
I think we should say it at the same time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Zegras.
Jalen Carter.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Jalen Carter disappointed me this year. I thought he was going to take the leap to being a defensive player of the year candidate, and he did not.
yeah. Our lists don't vary that much at the top. Like we're a few spots different, but it's okay. I have Zegras here. He's great. I don't know what else to say.
He's great.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that I looked at this list and that he is 25. I'm surprised. He plays like such a veteran in this league, and I guess he came in young, but man, he led the Flyers in goals this year. Such a huge moment. He embodies Philly, and again, I'm surprised he's only 25.
Yeah, I almost forgot him on this list because I didn't even consider the fact that he was young. But yeah, I mean, I have Jalen Carter a little bit higher. I think that like the level we've seen from Jalen Carter is like absurdly high. Like his highs are, I think, higher than Egress's highs. Obviously, his lows are lower. I think this year was not the best year for him. But I think overall, we've seen him be one of the best players at his position in the league on the best team in the league. Yeah, I don't know. He's awesome. I really hope that the Eagles don't get rid of him. I have him at 4. I'll just go ahead and say
Okay.
that.
I have Zegras at 4.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So then I assume we're the same top 3, but we'll get to it in a second. Jalen Carter's awesome. Trevor Zegras is awesome. Jalen Carter needs to be better this year.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's some of it to the fact that he had such a good year because people like teams didn't know how good he was, and then once teams figured him out a little bit, like he sort of got a little bit more double teams and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think we'll see, especially with Jordan Davis, how good he was
Yeah.
last year. I think that teams won't be able to just double team Jalen Carter and forget about Jordan Davis, put him one
And
on one.
Bernard. They didn't have an edge rusher as good as Grenard last year.
Yeah, so I think that these like again like I think we'll see something a little bit different from like how they match up against our defensive line this year, and I think that it will be interesting to see how Jalen Carter is able to do with that, which I think hopefully he should have better production. So
Yeah, Jalen Carter, for me, the only reason he's below Zegras is he's a complete wild card. Some games he disappears, some games he literally does not play because he's suspended for spitting on Dak. I think that part of Jalen Carter is what really worries me, is that he's unpredictable. Zegras, I know he's going to go out there and be the Flyers. He's going to go when the Flyers are going to follow because he should be their captain. I mean, I love Sean Couturier, but Trevor Zegras embodies Philly.
yeah, I'm hoping we have the same player at 3. No, you did it, didn't you?
I have Tyrese Maxey at 3.
Yeah, you're a disgrace. It's will be an. Can we just say the top 3? Because I think
Yeah, I have Maxey, DeJean, Mitchell.
I have DeJean, Mitchell, Maxey. Yeah, I don't see. It wasn't a hard choice for me.
I can see putting Maxey at 2. I can't see putting him over Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell is the best player on the Eagles.
I think okay. I'll put it this way. I think yeah. Okay. Here's how I would phrase this. I think that it's hard with football to basketball because I think Tyrese Maxey is the 15th best basketball player in the world.
That's fair. I think Quinyon is quite close to the 15th best football player in the
Yes,
NFL.
I think you're making your NFL top 100 right now. I think they are. Again, like I think DeJean 3 was really easy for me. Being honest, I think. Well, I'll touch on him quickly. Awesome player. I don't know what position he's going to play this year. Whatever position he plays, he'll play it well. I think he will be better than the rest of the guys on this list. I think it's a little bit of a gap, but yeah, I don't know. I think Tyrese Maxey. I think I don't know. I don't know how to like frame this argument, but Quinyon Mitchell, where do you have him ranked among cornerbacks?
2.
Behind?
Surtain.
Okay, yeah. I think it's a little bit more of like a tier thing, where I think there's a certain like 4 or 5 players in that top tier, and I think that it's a little bit. I think PS2 is obviously the best cornerback in the league.
Yeah, I think the top tier of cornerbacks in the NFL, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but I doubt that anybody who's watching my top 100 who really, really cares about not being spoiled is getting this far into this podcast. My top tier of corners in the NFL is Surtain, Mitchell, Witherspoon, Stingley, and Gonzalez.
Yeah, so I think like I think on how well I feel like each game I have a different top 5. Like I think they're all really good, and I just find it hard to say a guy where yes he's probably the best player in the Eagles, like if you like I guess pound for pound almost in a way. But he's a top 5 cornerback. He's probably a top 3 cornerback depending on the day. But I just find it hard to argue. I feel like it's just like not the most important position on the football field. And I have a tough time arguing where as basketball positions, it's a positionless sport at this point. And when you're the 15th best basketball player in the world, I think it's like that means like Maxey is more impactful for the Sixers than Quinyon Mitchell is for the Eagles. Like if you remove them, the Eagles get worse, but they don't get that much worse. Or if you use Tyrese Maxey from the Sixers, they probably don't make the playoffs. Like that's the level we're talking about here. Like
I think you could make. I think basketball. I mean, there are just fewer players.
Yeah, that too.
At all times, so you could make that argument about VJ too. But I'm not putting VJ at 1.
Well, yes, there is that. I think basketball, obviously, there are less players, but I think like I just don't get how Quinyon Mitchell can be number 1 unless he's the best player in his position. I think like that's where I think the sport.
Maxey isn't the best guard in the NBA.
No, but he's not. But there are less positions. Like there's like if you consider positions, there's like 3 positions in basketball.
What position on defense is more important than a number 1 lockdown corner? I say none.
I'd say like if I would rather the best edge in the league. Like, I'd rather.
Well, that's because the best edge in the league is Myles Garrett.
Well, yes, but you don't understand the argument. I think that. I think it's more of a sport thing than it is a talent thing.
Yeah. I
think that it's so tough because like with football, like obviously Quinyon Mitchell. Like if someone goes Quinyon Mitchell played quarterback, we would both consider him number 1 without a doubt in our heads. But
sure.
like, it's just I think I have a tough time with it. I think Maxey's been around for longer. I think that Maxey's like awesome. I think I just don't like. I don't know. I feel like Maxey will be a top 15, if not top 10 player in the NBA for years to come. And I feel like with the NFL, Quinyon Mitchell's amazing and he's a top five cornerback. But will he ever be the best cornerback in the league? Probably not.
I
And
think he's got a very solid chance.
we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I have a tough time. I think Maxey's better. I can see the argument for Mitchell. It's much more. That's the problem with these lists is that sport to sport, especially at this high of a level. When you're at a little bit lower down, it's a little bit easier. But when you're comparing like probably the second or third best cornerback in the NFL to the 14th or 15th best basketball player in the world, it's a little bit harder to compare. But
I
yeah,
think so too, and especially like this is the best player on the Eagles versus the most consistent player on the Sixers.
I would say.
Like, how do you decide?
Well, I'd say Maxey's best player on the Sixers for like 70% of the year. So
Yeah, how about that? Let's do
yeah.
that.
Well, okay, we'll call it. It's Maxey's team. It's Maxey's team at this point. That's what it is. Um, and I think like yeah, football. I just have a hard time arguing that a guy who's one of 11 on defense, one of 22 starters, one of 53 players. I don't know. It's a hard argument.
It is.
Yeah, I think.
I
I
I
think.
just default to the Eagles
Mhm.
because they had the. I mean, this sounds like kind of shallow, but they won the Super Bowl. They are a better team.
Yeah.
They had the moments, kind of like
Yeah.
what you said with Cam York. Cooper DeJean had a pick six in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean had a pick six in the Super Bowl on his 21st birthday. Cooper DeJean had a shot at Super Bowl MVP and had a pick six on his birthday in the Super Bowl. Like
I don't think the
he
birthday
had
part's the
that,
important part of that, but
huh?
I don't think that it was on his
It
birthday.
was on his birthday. That's cool.
It's cool, but it's making you better than Tyrese Maxey.
Totally. No, no, no. Cooper DeJean, the Eagles are Philly's number one. The Eagles are the best team in Philly right now, and it's not particularly close.
Yeah.
The Eagles have had the most success. The Eagles have not missed the playoffs with either DeJean or Mitchell. Now I'm not saying that wins are a cornerback stat. In no way are wins a cornerback stat.
Yes.
But these guys have had a level of success that is unprecedented for a corner in their first 2 years that Maxey just has not had. I think Maxey is unbelievably good. I probably should have put Maxey over DeJean, but I cannot argue for Maxey over Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell is the best player in Philly sports right now, apart from Mr. Christopher Sanchez, who is over 25.
Yes. We did top 10 Philly athletes, I think, last year, so we'll just say Christopher Sanders is one. I think that these guys would be two and three on our list if we made that ranking. I don't know where we want to put guys. I don't know.
I would not put Maxey that high. I would put Mitchell at 2, though.
Well, yeah, we have a disagreement. I think somewhat has to do with it's harder to compare sports. I think that's just something that's always going to be hard. And I just think that I just think that Maxey's more impactful. I think that one, if you want to do most recent success, the Sixers won a playoff series more recently than the Eagles won a playoff game. Putting that out there. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's tough. I think the impact that Maxey has is so big because like the team is so bad when he doesn't play. Obviously, basketball there's less players, but like it's hard to argue that someone who's like it's almost like the Jokic versus SGA debate. Who's better? I don't know, but the Nuggets would be the worst team in the league if Jokic was on the team. Whereas the Thunder would be worse, but they wouldn't be like the worst team in the league. I think I don't
They
know.
wouldn't make the conference finals, though, and take the
No.
Spurs to Game 7.
Yes, that is true. I think that it's tough. I think that it's tougher than I thought when I was first looking at it. I think that if they are, I know you had DeJean at two. I think that's just wrong. I think that they are clear top two. I think that I don't know. I
Okay,
prefer
bro, you pick
Maxey.
Moro Jomo over Porter Martone.
Portland only played 20 games.
How
19
many games has Moro Jomo played?
Well, not that many, but football's different. He still played more than 19 though. Yeah, I don't know. I think that we are just gonna have to agree to disagree.
I think so. I think our top 3 being the same, our top 5 being the same 5 players, I think that means that we did something right.
Yeah, I think that we're all on the same page. I don't know if we're on the same word exactly, but we're on the same page.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, that's all we got for you today. Tyrese Maxey still the best athlete in Philadelphia. No, he's not, but maybe next year. Okay.
Thanks for watching Trust the Podcast. As always, I'm Jonah, joined by Noah. We will see you next time on Trust the Podcast Season 2.
Episode 3.
Yeah.